there's this narrative out there that I really want to hear from you guys about the leadership. You know, the way they lost to Columbus, and there's some people out there questioning the leadership in the room. Do the Toronto Maple Leafs have a leadership problem?
It's tough to say. I mean, literally since, the rebuild began, they've been trying to find their identity. They had, the young core step in, and, recently they tried to bring in Jake Muzzin as sort of that, leadership presence with Stanley Cup experience. They brought in John Tavares, and then they brought in Jason Spezza. That still didn't quite seem enough. It wasn't enough to get them over that hump, especially, during the playing series against Columbus. This time around, they brought in Joe Thornton and Wayne Simmons, players who have shown that maybe that they have that kind of mentality to help push this team over the limit, lay everything on the line, finishing your checks and getting on the forecheck to do the things that they sort of lacked. And I think it's more so of a maturity thing and also a psychological aspect that has hindered them from getting further during the past few seasons.
Kevin, what do you think about the leadership there?
It's kind of amazing that we even talk about that when you look at that room and the amount of letters that guys have worn in the past now, especially with the signings this off season. So there better be leadership there now. But I kind of agree with Peter. It showed up there, even when you look back during the play-in series, and it was Spezza dropping the gloves of all guys to try to rally the team late. And also when you look at it, how long did it take to name a captain? Phaneuf left a long time ago, and it took a long time to put a C on somebody. And I don't know if that kind of the psychological thing that Peter was talking about, if everyone was like, I don't want to be the leader yet, we're all in this together, that type of feeling, or what it was, but no one was taking the reins and really running with it. And we saw that really show up in the play-in series.
Andrew, what do you think?
We don't know what went on behind the scenes. There was that whole debacle of, where was the C going to go with the whole Matthews thing down in Arizona. And, obviously the Leafs come out and say that it was John Tavares' letter to lose the entire time. And obviously, we have to kind of take what they say with a grain of salt. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. And we have to remember, this is still a young core. These guys are just hitting their stride. And I think with that said, none of them were ready to lead a team, especially in a hockey mecca like Toronto. But they're not bringing in Joe Thornton for 50 to 70 points. They're bringing in Joe Thornton because he's a guy that's going to hold people accountable. He's going to be in the dressing room, and he's going to have something to say when, these young guys maybe don't put the effort forth on, every given shift. So I think he brings more to the room than we really give him credit for at this point. But that being said, it's going to be up to him and up to Spezza and up to, Simmons and guys like that to come in and kind of, teach these young guys, this is how you are when you want to become a pro.